Well, hey, y'all. Hey, listen, I want to say good self care Saturday morning to each and every one of our listeners. I'm so glad you got up today with you on your mind. Welcome to Saturday Morning Spotlight, your go to source for inspiration, positivity, and self care. I'm your host, Val Irving, your dedicated self care coach and motivator. And today I have a very special guest with me, Denise Kelley. Denise is an author, a coach, a teacher, and a motivational speaker. And today we're going to dive into the world of journaling for discovery. Welcome, Denise.
Welcome.
Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey, girl. Hey.
Listen, it's a pleasure for me to have you here with me. So, before we get into our topic for today, Journal for Discovery, take a moment and introduce yourself to our listeners.
Okay, a moment to introduce myself. My name is Denise A. Kelley. I go by D.A. Kelley when I'm an author, because I am an author, I'm a writer, I'm a speaker, I'm a mentor, and I'm a coach by night, if you will. I do have a 9 to 5. And I teach a course. My passion is basically getting women to understand that whatever their struggle is or have been, that they can use that as their superpower. And I get them to do that through writing.
Oh, wow. She got talent and gifts, y'all. So, once again, welcome. And let's just get into it. So, today we're going to touch on basically four key elements around journaling, right? And the first thing is really just the benefits of journaling and how it's a form of self care. The idea that there's no right or wrong in journaling and the connection between mental health and journaling. But first of all, let us start with simply the benefits of journaling. What are some of the benefits of putting pen to paper or finger to keypad and spending some time journaling?
Well, the benefits of journaling is getting the thoughts out of your head, like you said, either pen to paper or, typing, because, we live in a world of devices. But the key and the point is to get the thoughts out of your head and onto the paper, onto the screen. It gives it time to spend with yourself. It allows for quality time with yourself. So I know you're a woman of self-care. So there you go with self-care, spending time with yourself, sorting through your thoughts and spending that quality time and figuring out what it is that you're feeling, what it is that you're thinking, and maybe coming up with a solution as you're getting those thoughts out of you and sorting through those thoughts.
Okay. I like that. I like the, like you said, kind of getting those thoughts out of you and you're kind of figuring out maybe a solution as you're getting it out, right? You
Exactly.
just gave us so much to consider right there, right? Because we don't even think about it that if I'm writing the problem out and getting it up and out of me, I could very well come up with a solution and an answer while I'm doing that. So I think that it is an awesome thing, awesome way to do it. So can you take a little bit of time and tell the listeners how journaling is a form of self care and how it can tie us into our self care practices?
Okay. Well, you said something that's very key. When you're writing, you're as you're writing things down, so the body does its own thing. Some things that it does, we have no control over, and it does it, just robotically on its own. So when we're writing things down, it's sorting through, like your brain is automatically trying to come up with a solution, trying to come up with something to figure out or to solve whatever it is that you're thinking about. Your brain is trying to figure that out. So when you take that quality time, that quiet time, that space to write these things out or to just get these things out of you, you would begin to start thinking of also how to fix it. So if you notice when you're writing things down, sometimes you'll things start coming to you. Oh, I can do this, or I can do this, and you'll find that you'll have a list of things to do to fix it, or to solve it, or to do differently. So it allows for the time that you need to come up with a solution for whatever problem that you have. And it doesn't always have to be a problem. It could be maybe an idea that you have, a business venture that you're thinking of. And as you're writing down whatever it is that's inside of you, things start coming to you. Oh, I can do this, or I can do that. So when you're writing down things, other ideas start to come to you. So it works a great advantage when you just take the time to just give yourself the time to just come up with new ways to do things and new ways to solve problems or new ways to add to whatever it is that you're coming up with that you want to do. It could be a great thing. It doesn't always have to be bad. I think sometimes we think of journaling as, oh Lord, we have to have a life of problems. It's not that. It's a book of ideas. It's a book of thoughts. So these thoughts can be good or bad, but either way, it's something to help you to get through the good times and the bad.
Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey, it is your girl Val, your self-care coach and motivator, stopping by because I wanted to personally invite you to join us in Atlanta for an unforgettable experience. The Serenity Seeker Retreat is going down in February. Listen, stop where you are real quick. Close your eyes and imagine with me mornings that begin with guided meditation that will set the tone for the day. Afternoons filled with transformative workshops, you guys, that will empower your self-care journey. And then in the evening, we're going to offer a chance to connect and rejuvenate. Look, this is more than just a retreat, y'all. It's an awakening of the soul, a celebration of self-care, and a journey towards serenity. So don't miss your chance to discover this transformation, to reconnect, and get some rest, right? Listen, register today for the Serenity Seekers Retreat in February 2024, right here in the A. Join us on this path to serenity, self-care, self-discovery. Look, the link is in the bio, or maybe it's in the comments. Wherever it is, I want you to click it. See you there. Oh my God, Denise, you shared so many different things. And you're right. You talked about just letting it flow and letting it come from you and letting it be natural. And that was one of the things when I first started journaling, I felt like I had to get it right, or that there was a way that I needed to journal. And it's like, no, let the ideas come, let it flow out of you. And we always, you mentioned it, you said, it doesn't have to be that there's been these bad things that you're working out. I think we've always heard when you hear about people journaling, it's about, oh my God, I got all these issues and all this trouble and all this other stuff that I got to, regurgitate onto the paper. But it's not even that. It's a book of ideas, like you said. And I thought that was pretty good because for me, I felt like I had to find a way. I had to do it the way that, maybe somebody else was doing it. Right. So what would you say to the person who feels like I felt like there's a way to do it? Can you share some thoughts with us about the flexibility around journaling?
If we get rid of the traditional thought, if you will, of journaling, I guess the whole dear diary thought. When we were younger, it was a diary, and we figure I'm not going to keep a diary because we're just going to be writing all our bad things or secretive things in there that we don't want people to see. So we grow up, you'll be amazed at the things you grow up with that just stay inside of you. So we get grown and we think I'm not going to keep a journal because of, like you said, I'm not going to regurgitate all my bad thoughts and bad, experiences in life. So just get rid of all of that, what you think it is, and just think of it as your book. This is your book, and you want to write down just what it is you want to write down. There's no order. There's no way. There's no right or wrong way. When you get rid of that and just think that this is my book of what I want to just write in it, then you freestyle it. And you don't, sometimes in my book, I have like something that comes to me, I'll write a note. I'll just put a note and maybe highlight or put a box around it. It has nothing to do with what I'm writing at the time, but it came to me. I don't want to forget it. So I just write it down. It is no kind of order. You're just writing stuff down and then make a little note, maybe what you was thinking about so you can go back to it and remember what it is that you want to remember that for. It's your book. It's no right or wrong way.
Just do it, right?
Just
do
it's
it.
your book. However you want to do it. Like I said, if you want to scribble in it, in it. It's your book.
One of the things that you mentioned, you talked about, drawing a box around it. And when I take notes and even when I'm journaling, if there's something specific that I really want to pay attention to or go back to or make sure that I put a punctuation, if you would, on that, I do just the same thing. And I know what it means, right? So, it means this is important to me for some reason. So, you know what? I like that you shared that because I think And it may not be everybody. Maybe I'm the only slow one in the group, or the only silly one in the group that's thinking, you got to do it a certain way, or it needs to feel like this, or it needs to be like this. But I think it's kind of liberating to hear that, you know what, no matter what it is, good thought, bad thought, random thought, scribble, you so messed up today, or you got so many emotions you don't know what to say, so it is a scribble.
It's a
It's an
scribble.
emotion on a page.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think for people that don't want to do it, or feel like, sometimes people feel like it's useless. Like, what help will it do? But you will be amazed at the healing that can come through writing.
Yeah.
If you write things down, it gives you time. You will start to think. You will start to sort. Things will come to you. Ideas will come to you. Resolutions will come to you. Solutions will come to you. Like, so much will come to you when you start writing, because you'll be, words are powerful. And
Yeah.
when you see words, something can come to you. It can trigger a thought by just what you write. And you can just start thinking of other avenues to do things. It does a work that it can only produce if you start doing the act.
Yeah.
It'll do something, and it'll produce something in you that you would never thought that could happen, or you'll find something that you never thought that you can find. But you can only find it once you start doing the thing.
Yeah, that's good. I like going back and seeing progress. I like going back to see where I was, the mental state I was in, the way I was feeling at a certain time. Maybe it was this time last year, and it's like, ooh, that's where I was, good or bad. But oh, that's where I was, and look at where I am now. So again, liberating. Thank you. Thank
Very.
you.
I just found the letter I wrote the other day. I don't know when I wrote. I forgot the date. I know it's from the information I know it was years ago. I was like, Denise, like, what, girl,
What was going on
what
here?
was going on?
Right?
Like,
Oh
that's
my goodness.
another person. Like,
Yeah.
so it
Yeah.
lets you. It even lets you. It's encouraging to yourself. It's motivating to yourself. Sometimes we're looking outside of ourselves for encouragement and motivation and inspiration, and it's fine. You will find it, but sometimes it's in you.
It's
It's
already
in
in.
you, and you'll find something that you wrote last year, and you'll see how far you have come, and how that's no longer a thing, and how that's no longer even important anymore. And
Yeah.
it was such, you will get some kind of motivation within yourself. You don't know what it is that you may decide that day from reading how you was last year, how you're not that person, and the decision that you may make now because of that. How you now know, I can be this. You never know how your life, it can be life changing, and this is like literal.
I love it. You listen, listeners, I hope you're paying attention. And if you don't have a journal, I encourage you to go out and get one and get to putting that stuff, put that pen to the paper. Now, I am a pen to paper girl. I'm sorry. I'm a certain age, and I just feel like I need my notebook and I need a pen and I need to dump it all out. But I know some younger people who put it all in their phone,
Yeah.
so they're using their thumbs and they're using their keypads and they getting it all out. But however you decide to do it, I think it is a wonderful, wonderful idea to express yourself by journaling, right?
Yes.
So Denise, I want to move us a little bit forward, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna start by throwing my disclaimer out here because I am by no means of any kind of mental health provider, any kind of mental health. I believe in all that therapy, Jesus, all the things, right? Self
All the
care.
things.
I'm believing in it, but I don't have any skills in the mental health capacity. So I just want to put that out there. But um, let's get this straight, you guys. I want to get that straight, right? But I want to ask you this, based on your experience, right?
Yes.
Personally and professionally, can you tell me how we can touch a bit on the mental health and journaling? Is there a connection?
There is definitely a connection. Let me give my disclaimer. I'm no doctor by any means, and none of that, no therapist, but I do. I am a crisis counselor for the crisis text line, and also for JesusCares.com. And in order to be a counselor for those platforms, there's a bit of a training that we do have to go through. There's a bit of testing that we have to go through before they even let us on the platform. And you have to pass these testings before they let you onto the platform, because you're on there with real live people with real live problems. So that's where I guess my experience or expertise, if you will come from to even be able to even start to answer this question. But is there a connection? Yes, there is, to mental health and journaling. Therapists will tell you to journal. That's one of their tools to give a patient, is journaling, to write it down. Write it down, get it out of you. Sometimes that's what we need, is to get things out of us. And writing and talking and speaking is a way to do that. And that is one of the tools that a therapist will tell a patient to do.
Oh wow, I love it. Yeah. I mean, I find it therapeutic, so I'm sure, and I'm glad to hear that that there is that definite connection. And it's amazing to me how such a simple practice can have such a profound, impact on our lives. And so really having you visit with me today and shine the spotlight, you get a spotlight, pun intended.
Pun intended.
Shine the spotlight on journaling, right? It's been a pleasure. I really have enjoyed it. And I wanted to say thank you too for sharing your experience, your wisdom on journaling and everything. I enjoyed, our brief conversation. We could go on and on. I just want to give the people a tidbit, about journaling and how it can be such a, for lack of a better phrase, a lifesaver, right?
Yes, yes,
Um,
yes.
I wanted to say to to the incredible listeners, as you go about your Saturday, I want you to consider start your own journaling, your own process, your own journey in journaling. I find that it's a powerful way to release and declutter your thoughts, right? Not only declutter what's in your mind, but declutter what's in it can get up in this heart sometimes too, right? So I heard someone say that it's a gift to your future self. So I think, and I want to encourage my listeners, our listeners, to grab a journal and open up a blank document, however you do this. But I want you to embark on journaling together. Before we roll up out of here, though, Denise, I want to give 3 journaling prompts to the listeners, and then I want you to give 3 journaling prompts. Okay.
Okay, cool.
All right. So
Yes.
my first journaling prompt, and I listen here, listeners. I know you got your journal out, right? So the first one is, what's one thing you're grateful for today? That's our first journaling prompt. What is one thing that you're grateful for today? Our second journaling prompt is this: describe a self care activity that you're going to prioritize this weekend. Yeah, a little bit of homework, a little bit of homework, but I want you to talk about prioritizing yourself, your self care this weekend. And then that third one, I want to say, shine the spotlight, if you would, on an area of your life that deserves a little more attention, and then write about that. Okay. Those are my 3 journaling prompts. You're going to have almost a week's worth of journaling prompts by the time me and Denise give you these. Denise gives you these other 3. All right. So Denise, it's on you. What 3 you got?
Okay, 3 prompts. If you can go back and tell your 5-year-old self one piece of good advice as a 5-year-old, what would you say? The second one is, what have you been healed from that you can talk about? It can be something big, something small that you can just talk about. The last one, what do you do that you do with no effort? What skill, what talent that you do easy with no effort?
Ooh-wee. You guys, y'all got some homework. Y'all got some homework, but those are excellent places to start, just to get you going, just to give you just to give you that little push on what journaling. And remember, she told us there's no right or wrong way to do it. Just put it on the paper. Just put it on the document. Whatever. Just do it. Denise, I thank you so much for sharing those 3. So now you guys, you got 6. You got 6 journaling prompts to get you started for the week. Do one a day. Do one a day. And that should get you started. But check this out, you guys. before we bring this amazing episode to a close, I have a musical treat, right? Because each week we add a song to our self-care playlist, y'all. We got a
right.
collection of uplifting tunes for our self-care conscious listeners, because I love me some music and I want you to love some music too, because music is good for the soul. It gets you upbeat, it gets you going, it gets you moving. Self-care, y'all. So Denise, did you
Yes.
come with your song ready to be added to our
I
collection?
came with my song.
Yes.
Okay, so it's this little chant type song by Ty Tribbett,
Okay.
called Only One Night.
Only one night. Oh, not the Luther version. Only
Uh,
not
no, not that.
not that one.
You can add that too.
And we can.
If you
And
like.
we can.
No, it's his new. I don't know. I don't even know if he has made it like a real song. He was at one of his own concerts, and I think he just kind of made it up on the spot.
Ooh.
But it's out on YouTube. So just put Ty Tribbett Only One Night.
Okay. I like that.
Nice look. And it goes with a little self care. It's like, you may cry, but just
Uh-huh.
only one night.
Oh,
You
I
may feel
love it.
sad, but only one night. And
Okay.
then
And
because
I ain't
joy is going
mad
to
at
come
Ty.
in the morning.
Yeah, okay. See, I ain't mad at Ty no way. So yeah, go on
You
and
won't
put
be
that.
mad
We're
at him
gonna
for
add
this.
that to the list, you guys. You will be able to find it on our self-care playlist. Ty Tribbett, only for one night. That's it. You gonna whatever it is, it's only gonna last one night. Denise, I thank you so much for sharing this song with us. We're gonna add it to our growing self-care playlist. And to the listeners, y'all gonna be able to jam with us, and you can be like, oh yeah, that's that song that the lady on the podcast told us about. So Denise, real quick, I just want to say thank you so much for joining me on Saturday Morning Spotlight. And to our listeners, thank you for tuning in. And remember, the power of journaling is just a pen's reach away. So take a moment to prioritize yourself, journal your thoughts, and make this Saturday a little bit better. Denise, I'm going to give you one opportunity to say goodbye to the listeners today.
Goodbye, listeners. And remember, there is healing through writing.
Thank you. All right. Thank you, guys. Here's what I want you to know. I want you to know this. I want you to know that I am so glad you got up today with you on your mind. So until next Saturday, stay positive, stay inspired, and take care. I'll catch you right here on Saturday Morning Spotlight.